Jab for Rockhold's against the ropes again. 1-2 left hook, uppercut, left hand. Boom! Luke Rockhold is down and he is fast asleep. He's out cold. He's out cold. 1, 2, 3, uppercut, left hand. Sits him down, puts him out for the count. Fast asleep. Taking a kip, having a nap in the land of Nod. Give me some more, guys. Give me some more. All right, so Misfits boxing just finished. Darren the Gorilla Till taking on Luke Rockhold in the main event. We had El Kukui, Tony Ferguson taking on Salt Papi, whoever that is.
Who the f*** is that guy?
And a bunch of other people on the undercard. But I'm only concerned about the main and the co-main event for obvious reasons. Now, of course, Darren the Gorilla Till, tremendous fighter. He knocks out Luke Rockhold in stunning fashion. And I am telling you, Luke Rockhold just got knocked out very, very badly. I don't say that with a smile on my face. I am not happy about this. I do not revel in glee at Luke Rockhold getting knocked out. I like Luke. I wish him nothing but the best. And it was actually really sad to see. But Darren Till is the real deal. I predicted that this fight would end within 3 rounds. Darren's left hand is absolutely deadly. It's fast, it's powerful, it's accurate. And then on the flip side, you have Luke Rockhold, who's a tremendously skilled athlete. He could have been a surfer. He could have been a skateboarder. He was a mixed martial artist, world champion in the UFC and in Strikeforce. But he can't tuck his chin. He's got a tremendous hand-eye coordination. He really does. He's very coordinated with his body. He can surf. He can ride skateboards. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. He got some of the best kicks. However, in a boxing match, you can't use any of that. And with all that coordination, he still can't tuck his goddamn chin, right? And it was there all day for Darren Till. So here's what happened. Round 1 starts. Luke Rockhold gets off to a good start. He's picking Darren apart with the jab, landing a few jabs. Darren throws a couple of shots, a little bit out of range, catches him with a left hand here and there. Luke Rockhold catches him with a left, a good left, and then another good left. And it's like, oh, look, Rockhold's going to win round 1. And then in the final second of round 1, boom, left hand, solid, boom, right on the chin. Sits down Luke Rockhold, and it looked like the fight was over. He gets back to the feet. He falls into the ropes. He's all over the place. It's like Rocky trying to get back to his feet. He's all over the place. He makes the count. He survives the count, and he makes it to round 2. Round 2, pretty much the same thing. Once again, Luke Rockhold starts landing a few shots. Darren Till goes forward. Anytime Darren Till backed Luke up against the fence, that's when he was in danger. When Luke was going forward and putting Darren on the back foot, he was out of danger. He wasn't necessarily having success, but when Darren was going backwards, he couldn't throw the offense that he needed to be dangerous. But anytime Luke stopped going forward, Darren would take over. He would pressure him. He would cut the cage off. He would back him up against the ropes. And every time he did, whoom, he would land. And he would wobble him, and he would hurt him. There was one time he stumbled him. He went down to one knee, managed to get back to his feet. Till landed 4 or 5 more shots, but the ref didn't call it a knockdown. Anyway, we get to round 3. This time, holy shit. It was a bad knockout, guys. Anyway, then we get to round 3, right? Same again. He backs him up against the ropes. 1, 2, left. Uppercut with the right hand. That misses. Left hook. Right on the cheekbone, connects, and Luke Rockhold was fast asleep instantly. It was like flipping a switch, just removing the consciousness, pulling the cord, folded him like a lawn chair, put him to sleep, put him to kip, sent him to the land of Nod, whatever way you want to call it. He was unconscious, led back, leg folded backwards, looked in a very precarious position. I hope his leg's okay as well. And he was unconscious. He was fast asleep. And Darren Till lost his mind, jumped over the ropes, started calling out Carl Frock, trying to get at him. Carl Frock gets up, he leaves the building. I'm not saying anything bad about Carl Frock. I like Carl Frock. I would like to see that as the next matchup, but Darren Till got the job done. I did predict that because Luke Rockhold, is he just has his chin up in the air, and all his best weapons are taken away from him in a boxing match. He's got great grappling, he's got great kicks, he's got decent hands, but Darren Till's got really, really good puncher. So anyway, I hope Rockhold's fine. I hope he makes a full recovery, and I didn't enjoy seeing that. I truly didn't. He's not a bad guy. We don't have a problem. We don't have beef anymore, nothing like that. So I really genuinely hope he's going to be okay, and he is going to be okay, but he needs to take some time away. Darren Till has a lot of options now, a lot of big fights. There's a potential Jake Paul. That won't happen because he would smoke Jake Paul. He would destroy Jake Paul. There's Cole Frock. He was calling him out. He was calling him a pussy. Darren Till, calling him a pussy. Said he's nearly 50, so it probably won't happen. They have been going back and forth online, talking shit on the YouTube channels and in interviews and stuff like that. Cole Frock was a world championship boxer. He's a tremendous boxer. He really is. But Darren Till's show tonight, and we know, and we all know, if you're a fan of Darren, if you've watched him in the UFC, you know he's got very, very dangerous hands. There's Jorge Masvidal. There's Nate Diaz. There's even Tommy Fury. Remember, they were supposed to make that match. They were supposed to make that matchup, but then Tommy Fury backed out of it because Darren joked around and said he was going to throw some kicks. I think he bottled it, and no man alive should do that. But that's what he did. And he stepped away from ring, and the fight didn't even happen, right? That wasn't good. So anyway, Darren Till's stock rose high tonight. Huge win over Luke Rockhold. He's got a lot of options, and I'm very happy for him. Well done, Darren. Congrats, mate. You deserve it. Co-main event, Tony El Kukui Ferguson. We know the drill. I think he lost 9 in a row. I think it was 9 in a row in the UFC. Stepped away, went up against Salt Papi, whoever that is. I don't know Salt Papi. Some streamer, some TikToker, whoever he is. Fair play to him. Seemed like a decent guy. Looked in good shape. Won the first round. Connected with a few good punches on Tony. Tony took the shots, wasn't throwing too much. Slipped and ripped a few times. Made it out of the first round. Definitely lost the second round. Second round kind of starts letting it go a little bit. He was letting it go, but his chin was high up in the air. So he was letting it go with the punches, but he was getting clipped. Okay, so I was kind of concerned. I'm like, don't get knocked out, Tony. For the love of God, please don't get knocked out. However, it was a typical Tony Ferguson performance, just like he used to do in the UFC. He would take a lot of damage, but he would tire his opponents out. He walked down Salt Papi, and by the third round, Salt Papi was exhausted. He's walking him down, he's taking shots, and then he just unleashes with a non-stop combination, a lengthy barrage, about 25, 30 punches. Salt Papi didn't go down, but the referee stepped in and stopped the fight. Maybe it was an early stoppage, but to be honest, the writing was on the wall. Now, I'm very, very happy for Tony Ferguson. The man is a legend of the UFC. Maybe newer fans to the sport don't understand what Tony Ferguson did back in the day, what he was capable of. The fact that the fight between him and Khabib Nurmagomedov never happened really is one of the biggest fights that truly got away from us. Remember, that fight was matched up 4 times, okay? But it was destined to just never, ever happen. Stepped away from the sport after falling from grace, shall we say, but it didn't affect his legacy. Real fans know and understand, and they remember how great Tony Ferguson was, and he was very good. I was so happy for him to see him go out there and get the win over Salt Papi. And Salt Papi seems like a decent guy. Whoever the Salt Papi is, as I say, seems like a decent human being. Fair play to him. They shared a nice hug. He was respectful. He had a big smile on his face. It is what it is. It was just a sporting event, and there's no hard feelings or nothing like that. So well done to Tony Ferguson. Well done to Darren Till, and commiserations to Luke Rockhold. I didn't enjoy seeing him get knocked out like that because it really was a vicious knockout. He was out cold, out like a light, bent back. It kind of reminded me when Gabriel Gonzaga knocked out Mirko Krokop, landed that massive head kick at UFC 70, and he fell back on his leg. And it looked like the leg might be all torn up and the knee torn up and ACLs bust and all the rest of it. That is exactly what Luke Rockhold looked like. When the camera went to him afterwards, he looked kind of like obviously still out of it. He just had a bad knockout. And he didn't look good. When he started getting dropped in round 1 and round 2, you could see the look in the eyes. He was dazed, he was confused, he was still there, but the lights were on, The lights weren't on, or whatever it was. The lights were on, but no one was home. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done already. I'm going to do some membership content this week, so if you're not a membership, then do yourself a favor and sign up. Right, I'm out of here. You guys take care. All the best, and one more time, well done, Darren Till. Well done, Tony Ferguson.